Hello, beta. Good evening, everyone. So today we are going to go ahead and see another important part of budget line, how budget line changes. Okay, beta. So I want to ask an important question today. We have seen how to plot a budget line. ये हमने कल देखा था. In today's lecture, I want to go ahead and I want to ask how budget line changes. ठीक है? In order to go ahead and ask how budget line changes, let us first go ahead and write down the equation of budget line. So, beta, what is budget line equation? It is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to income of consumer. देखो budget line can change due to two reasons. Reason number one, change in income of consumer. Reason number two, beta, change in price of goods. जब भी इंडिविजुअल का इनकम चेंज होगा, whenever there will be change in income of consumer or whenever there is going to be change in the price of the goods, budget line will change. अच्छा, let us look at the first one through an example. Suppose beta, I tell you price of good 1 is 10 rupees, price of good 2 is 20 rupees, income of consumer is 100. ठीक है बेटा, तो हाउ विल यू प्लॉट द बजट लाइन? कैसे प्लॉट कर सकते हैं हम इस बजट लाइन को बच्चे? वेरी सिंपल, वी नो इक्वेशन ऑफ बजट लाइन इज P1 x1 प्लस P2 x2 is equal to income. तो दिस विल गिव मी 10 x1 plus 20 x2 is equal to 100. अच्छा, टेल मी समथिंग. What is my x-axis intercept, beta? X-axis का intercept क्या होता है? X-axis intercept is when good 2 is 0. If I will put x2 as 0, what will I get? 10 x1 is equal to 100. x1 is equal to 100 divided by 10, माने 10. If you remember, बच्चे, तो this is nothing but m by p1, income divide by price of good 1. ये x axis intercept है. अच्छा, what about y axis intercept बेटा? Y axis intercept is when you will put x1 as 0. x1 को 0 रखोगे. तो in this same equation, 10 into 0 plus 20 into x2 is equal to 100. बेटा, you will get 20 x2 is equal to 100. तो यहां से ना x2 का वैल्यू आ जाएगा 100 डिवाइडेड बाय 20 माने 5. दिस इज नथिंग बेटा बट m बाय p2, इनकम बाय प्राइस ऑफ गुड 2. तो व्हेनेवर वी ड्रॉ बजट लाइन, जब भी हम बजट लाइन ड्रॉ करते हैं, हाउ डू वी गेट दिस बजट लाइन बेटा? हाउ डू वी गेट द बजट लाइन? वेरी सिंपल, गुड 1, राइट बेटा, गुड 2, right? What is my x-axis intercept, बच्चे? X-axis intercept is m by p1. And what is m by p1 here, beta? It is coming out as 10. M by p1 is coming out as 10. What is m by p2, बच्चे? 5. तो यहाँ पे I will get m by p2, which is 5. And this will be my budget line, beta. If I join this, I will get my budget line. ठीक है? अच्छा, can you tell me what will be the slope of this budget line? इसका slope क्या रहेगा? Very simple, ma'am. The slope of this budget line will be minus P1 by P2 minus 10 by 20 minus half. ये हो गया slope of budget line. अच्छा, now, beta, I am telling you there is an increase in income of consumer. कंज्यूमर का जो इनकम है ना वो इंक्रीज हो रहा है. देयर इज इंक्रीज इन इनकम ऑफ कंज्यूमर. तो जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल बेटा सपोज आई टेल यू दैट नाउ इनकम ऑफ कंज्यूमर इज 200. अभी तक इनकम क्या था बेटा? इनकम वॉज 100. देखो इनकम वॉज 100. नाउ इनकम इज 200. तो बेटा व्हाट विल बी बजट लाइन? वेरी सिंपल. बजट लाइन कैन बी रिटन एज P1 X1 plus P2 X2 is equal to income of consumer. Price of good 1 is 10 beta. Price of good 2 is 20 beta. Income is now 200. Bache, can you tell me what will be the x-axis intercept now? Very simple. It is going to be M by P1. Income is what beta? 200. Price of good 1, 10. So it will be 20. Bache, what will be y-axis intercept? Can you tell me? Yes, it is going to be M by P2. Income is bache 200. Price of good 2 is 20. This will give you 10. Clear? So beta, what is my x-axis intercept coming out as? Bache, it is coming out as 20. What is y-axis intercept coming out as? It is coming out as 10. What is slope beta? Slope तो unchanged है ma'am. Slope तो P1 by P2 होता है. So slope is P1 by P2. Beta price of good one is what? 10. 2, 20. तो यहाँ पे तो अभी भी minus half ही आ रहा है. So slope is unchanged at half. है ना? So you can see beta that my new budget line, it will be this. Beta, this budget line slope will also be half, minus half. So slope of the two budget line are equal to each other. This and this budget line has same slope. Same slope means what? They will be parallel to each other. So please write down. Please write down, bache. Increase in income of consumer leads to parallel shift of budget line. The slope of budget line is unchanged. बेटा स्लोप ऑफ बजट लाइन इज अनचेंज्ड. तो बजट लाइन शिफ्ट तो हो रहा है, बजट लाइन इज शिफ्टिंग, बट द स्लोप डज नॉट चेंज. स्लोप रिमेन्स द सेम. नाउ लेट अस टेक द अदर केस बेटा. दिस इज चेंज इन प्राइस ऑफ गुड्स. सो वी विल टेक केस 1 बेटा. I will take increase in price of commodity. Increase in price of good 1. ठीक है. But suppose I tell you that price of good 1 is 10 rupees. Price of good 2 is 20 rupees. Income of consumer is 100. बेटा what will be the budget line? क्या हो जाएगा budget line? Let's write this down. P1 X1 plus P2 X2 is equal to income of consumer. How will we plot this beta? Let's plot this. I am going to take good 1 here. Beta good 2 here. है ना? Good 1 here, good 2 here. Beta what will be this intercept? M by P1 माने 100 by 10 माने 10. What will be this intercept beta? M by P2 माने 100 by 25. है ना? if I join this, क्या मिल जाएगा बेटा? I will get my budget line. Now, suppose I tell you that price of good one increases to 20 rupees. Price of good one is increasing, बढ़ रहा है कितने पे? 20 rupees पे. बेटा, what will be your new budget line? P1, price of good one is 20, X1, price of good two तो पहले ही 20 था, it was 20 only. So plus P2, X2 is equal to, बेटा income was what? 100, right? So income is 100. But now what will be your x-axis intercept? Income divided by price of good one, that means 5. What will be your y-axis intercept, बच्चे? क्या हो जाएगा y-axis का intercept? Income divided by price of good 2, that means 5. तो this is 5 only, ये 5 ही रहेगा. But this will come to 5. And this will become your new budget. ये आपका new budget line हो जाएगा. And this is pivoting inwards. What can we say? We can say that the budget line this is called as pivot or rotate inwards. अच्छा बेटा, can you tell me कि slope पे क्या फर्क पड़ा? What will happen to the slope? What was the slope here, बच्चे? P1 by P2, price of good one was 10, good 2 was 20, so it was half. In absolute terms, half था, है ना? What about this beta? Minus P1 by P2, price of good 1 भी 20 हो गया, good 2 भी 20 हो गया है, so this will become minus 1. Minus 1. तो अगर हम absolute terms में देखें, माने if I compare its positive value, ये half है, ये 1 है, तो slope has increased. Whenever the slope of any negative sign just shows it is downward sloping, उससे मतलब नहीं है, negative sign छोड़ दो. But see that here slope in absolute terms is half and here slope is 1, है ना? तो when in absolute terms slope increases, बेटा line becomes steeper. तो line क्या हो गई है? Steep हो गई है. So the budget line has become steeper. So please write down slope increases in absolute terms. Therefore, budget line becomes steeper. है ना? Budget line क्या हो गई है बच्चे? Steep. Okay बेटा. Now what I will go ahead and do ना, take case 2. बेटा that is decrease in price of good one. Decrease in price of good one. Good one का जो price है वो decrease हो रहा है. So now what will happen बेटा? देखो, suppose P1 is 10, P2 is 20, income is 100. तो बेटा what is your budget line? पहले क्या होगी budget line? P1 X1 plus P2 X2 is equal to income of consumer. ठीक है? So ये हमने अभी अभी प्लॉट किया बेटा. Here you will have 10, here you will have 5, and when you will join this, है ना, ये 10 ले लेते हैं. This will be your budget line. ये हमने already we have seen many times now. ये plotting देख लिया है हमने. Now बेटा, now this is good 1, है ना, this is good 2. थोड़ा दोबारा प्लॉट कर लेते हैं. Let's plot this again because I need some space here. So this is 5 and this is 10. ठीक है बेटा? अच्छा. Now I am saying that price of good 1 has decreased to 5 rupees. Price of good 1 has decreased to 5 rupees. तो अब क्या हुआ बचे कि प्राइस ऑफ गुड 1 हो गया 5, गुड 2 भी 20 ही है, इनकम इज 100 ओनली. बेटा व्हाट विल बी योर न्यू बजट लाइन? P1 X1 P2 X2 is equal to income of consumer. Beta, what will be your x-axis interceptor? Very simple. Income divided by price 20. What will be your y-axis intercept, beta? Income divided by price 5. तो y-axis intercept तो अभी भी 5 ही है. It is still 5. But x-axis intercept is now 20. जहां पे भी 20 is falling here. It is now 20. अच्छा, what about the slope of budget line बेटा? इसका क्या slope है? Minus P1 by P2 minus 10 by 20 minus half. And बेटा इसका क्या slope हो जाएगा? Minus P1 by P2 minus 5 by 20 minus 1 by 4. So in absolute terms, अगर हम absolute terms में slope निकालें, the slope has reduced, isn't it? पहले slope half था, that means 0.5. Now slope is 0.25. Slope has reduced ना, तो line will become flatter. जब भी slope decrease करेगा, the line becomes flatter. So please write down. When price of good 1 decreases, slope becomes, not slope, write down budget line becomes flatter. Budget line will become flatter. Clear हुई ये बात बेटा? So the budget line becomes flatter. ठीक है? Okay बेटा. Now, बेटा, homework question. You want to consider and plot 2 cases. But case 1 is where price of good 2 increases. है ना? ऐसा ले लेना कि P1 is equal to 10, P2 is equal to 10, income 100. And then price of good 2 increases to 20. Okay, plot this case. And but a case 2, price of good 2 decreases. ठीक है जी, तो बेटा P1 is equal to 10, P2 is equal to 10, income 100. And then price of good 2 decreases to 5. P2 dash. Price of good 2 decreases to 5. Income is still 100 and price of good 1 is 10. So this is homework that you have to plot these 2 cases of budget line. ये दोनों ही cases आप plot करके लेके आओगे. You will plot these 2 cases. ठीक है? Okay बेटा. Thank you.